welcome to today's Pilates class. We're starting off with a standing warm-up and then coming into some lovely side line before ending up with some great spine curls for our spines. So it's quite a varied workout today, and hopefully you'll finish off feeling that you've really worked through your legs but also had a gorgeous stretch out. As ever, if there's anything that we do that doesn't fit you and your body, please take a rest. You don't need to do all of the repetitions, so when you've done enough that feels right for you, just take a break and then you can build up gradually over time. The final thing to remember is that we need a bit of equipment. So we're going to use our Pilates mats and our head cushions. Because we're going to be doing sideline today, I'd like you to make sure you've got enough to really support your head when you're lying on the side so it's really comfortable. You'll also need your hand weights or whatever you use, so tins of beans or bottles of water. And you'll also need your squishy Pilates ball with quite a lot of area but not super blown up. So let's start with our warm-up to begin. So we're going to come into our Pilates stance today, starting with our heels together and our toes apart. I'd like you to lengthen your feet out along the mat and just make sure that your toes are nice and loose, so you've got a little bit of movement in there and you can pick all of your toes up without altering your body. And in this position we should find that we're nicely stacked, so we've got our heels and our knees, hips and shoulders stacked, drawing up and in through your middle, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Let's just start with a lovely arm circle. So going forward to begin today, let's take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, float the arms up in front of the body, above the shoulders, and then big circle out and round to the side. So we can start off fairly small. I like to make sure that you're getting as much movement as you can through the shoulder joints. So as you warm up, you might have more mobility there. Now what should be happening is our body is staying totally still. So no forwards and backwards movement. Good. And again, forward and up, out to the side and down. We'll go 3 more times like this. So it's actually quite a challenge just to keep your body still as we move our arms around. And again, up and down. Final one now, floating the arms up, out to the side and down. Pause here, and now let's go 6 in the opposite direction. So breath in once more, and now breathe out to the side, lifting your arms up, forward and down. Again, out to the side and up, and down. Good. Keeping your legs relaxed. And let's go 3. And 2. And our last one. All the way out to the side. And bring the arms down. Fab. So now getting into a little bit of a spinal warm-up, keeping your legs in Pilates stance if you can. Let's take our breath in and now breathe out. Nod the chin, soften the breastbone and start to roll down bone by bone by bone. Let's keep our weight central over the feet without sending our bottom backwards. So just hanging long and heavy and going down as far as feels right for you. So my first one today, you can see, haven't hinged my bottom back, but I can't go very far down at all. Remember, it's a lifting up and over rather than a fold in the middle. Let's take our breath in and then tuck the tailbone and reset the spine. All the way up to the top, shoulders coming down, lifting through the breastbone. And again, breathing in, nod, soften and roll, lengthening down, keep the toes relaxed. All the way down, maybe getting a bit further. If you need to, you can bring your knees out into a little bend. That's a great way of releasing through your back and lumbar spine. Take a breath in again, tuck the tailbone, and restack. Shoulders come down, lift it through the breastbone. And we'll go 3 more times like this. So really thinking about that sequential movement, starting with a nod of the head, and then lengthening down. Hanging heavy at the bottom, breathe in, all the way up, many more we've got, so let's go 2 more times. Really trying to get the sequential movement in. Maybe getting a bit further this time. Breathe in and then tuck. And our final one. Lovely. Breathing in and out here. We're going to stay here for just a few breaths. So feeling that support around the middle, hanging your head and your arms like a rag doll. Remember, again, you can bend your knees if you're feeling super tight. Breathe in. And then let's open all the way up. Bone by bone by bone. Opening up through the front of the hips, restacking the spine, shoulders coming down, lifting up through the breastbone. Well done. Give your feet a little bit of a walk out if you need to. And now let's come into our side reach. So we're just doing a few with long arms, and then we'll come into our hands behind our head version. So lifting up and in once again, breathe in to prepare and breathe out. Float one arm up, keep your body still, and then lift up and over to the side. So we're trying to grow out of our waist rather than collapse. Restack and float the arm down. Now remember, with this one, we're keeping our hips still. So no bananaing out to the side. You may find that one side feels totally different from the other. Restack and down. Good. And again. Up and over. Restack the spine. Float the arm down. And again. Up and over. Let's go 2 more times to each side. So a lovely smooth movement. Hopefully feeling a little bit easy around the shoulders as you come into that because of the arm circles that we did earlier. Reaching up. Out to the side. Fab. Final one to each side now. So a lovely lateral flexion. Remember, we're moving between an imaginary pane of glass in front and an imaginary pane of glass behind. So there's no forward and back movement, no rotation. Then over, restack, and bring the arm down. Fantastic. So now let's go into the side reach with the hands behind the head. So again, in our Pilates stance, feet are really relaxed on the floor. Bring the arms up, clasp them behind our head. Elbows fairly wide now. Let's breathe in. And then as you breathe out, up and over to the side. And back through to centre. And over to the other side. Lifting up and over. Lovely side reach. And restack. Good. Remembering to keep your toes relaxed here and enjoying this lovely side to side movement. Hips staying super strong and still. Good. Last one here. Up and over. And centre. And final one. Over. And centre. Brilliant. Pause here. Reach your arms up and float all the way down. Rolling the shoulders back. Good. So have a little wiggle with your legs if you feel like you need it, because now we're coming into our standing windows. So again, staying really strong. Think about lifting up through the breastbone, drawing the shoulders down, really strong to your middle here. Let's breathe in to prepare and breathe out. Float the arms up, draw the elbows back. Now rotate, reach, and arms come back through to our start position of palms facing down, level with our shoulders. So let's go again. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, draw the elbows back. Keep your body super strong. Rotate, reach, and through. Draw back, rotate, reach, and down. Let's go 4, and 3, good. 2, and our last one. I realise what I'm doing, I'm dropping my right elbow down. So when you rotate, really try and rotate, keeping the elbows lifted rather than dropping down. Reach your arms up and all the way down. Now we'll do 6 more of these, and you have the option of adding in your hand weights, which is going to make quite a lot of difference. So give it a go. If it's not for you, you can pop them down at any time. We're still in our Pilates stance position. Toes relaxed, knees are soft, nicely stacked here, bringing your arms up to our start position with a weight in each hand. Take a breath in, prepare, breathe out, draw back, rotate, press, and through. Draw back, rotate, press, and down. Good. And again, back, rotate, press, through. Let's go 3, and 2, and feel the difference. And our final one. Back, rotate, press, and arms all the way down. Fantastic. Let's take the weights down. Hopefully not too achy with that one. And from here, well, let's get some movement into our legs. So we're starting off with a little lunge forward. Now the beauty of this is that you can really make it suitable for you by changing the depth of the lunge and how far apart your legs are. So make sure you've got plenty of room around you, and we'll start with our feet in parallel position. So they're hip distance apart and in parallel. And then let's set 1 foot forward and lift that back heel up. So our toes are relaxed, hips are facing forward. It's really easy to pivot here, so let's keep our hips facing forward. And all we're doing is bending both knees at the same time. So we're dropping down towards the floor, keeping our body upright. Sometimes I see people leaning forward as they do this, but we want to make sure that our body is vertical and we're just bending and then pressing. So if you feel like you want to make it harder, make that lunge wider, so a nice wide stance. To make it more accessible, you can go into smaller, but whichever you do, just remember that nice, tall, vertical body. So let's set ourselves up once again. Breathe in here, and all we're doing is sinking down and pressing up. So we're really extending our legs as we come back up. Exhale, press. Inhale, up. So we're really working the front leg and thigh. Now this is fab. If you're well aligned, this is great for the alignment of your legs and your knees, working our ankles as well. Good. Let's go 3, 2, and our final one. Up, down, and then press up. Now we're staying with this foot forward because we're going into a tiny little pulse. So we're sinking down into that lunge once again, and then from here we're going to pulse 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press. Let's do 2 more sets like this. So hips facing forward, sinking down, and go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press. One more time here. So shoulders down, lifting through the breastbone, breathing in. And now 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press. Bring your feet back, give them a little bit of a walk out. Just ask yourself how your legs feel. And then let's do exactly the same with the other leg forward. So starting with our feet hip distance apart and in parallel, sending 1 foot forward, hips balanced, hips going forward, shoulders square as well, and we'll go into those lunges. So adjust depending on how you feel, and then from here, sink down and press. Keep your body nice and tall. Exhale, and press. It's worth glancing down to check what your front knee is doing. Is it falling in or falling out? And again, sink, press. Let's go. 3 and 2. Good. Final one here, sinking down and press. Now let's come down into those pulses. So set yourself up and then let's pulse 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and up. And again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and press. Ooh. Final one. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and press. Return your legs to your start position. Well done. So from here we're now going into a bow and arrow, and you can choose one of 2 start positions for this. So first up, you can have your left leg forward. Ooh, balancing yourself here. So even standing is nice, quiet energy for me. And you can either be in a high lunge like this, so the back knee is lifted off the floor. We have our palms facing each other at shoulder height, hips facing forward, breathing in to prepare. We breathe out, draw the elbow back, twist through your body, open the arm and sweep, and then repeat on the other side. Or the second option, you can have that back knee down, 90 degrees at the front knee and at the back knee, hips facing forward again, and then we go into that drawing back, twisting through the spine, open the arm and sweep. So you can choose whichever suits you. So today I'm going to have that lower lunge, and when we go into our bow and arrow, we're doing 4 on each side. So set yourself up, hips facing forward, drawing up and in through your middle, trying to keep that 90-degree angle at that front knee, lift the arms up, breathe in to prepare, and now breathe out, draw the elbow back, open the arm and sweep. Then we go to the side, draw back, open and sweep. Now in this one it's really easy to lean to the side. So let's focus on just having that lovely pure rotation through the spine instead. Draw back, open and sweep. Good. Draw back, open, sweep. So your legs should be working hard to maintain this tall position without collapsing. Last one to each side now. And our final one. Draw back, open the arm, sweep the arm round, bring the arms down. Well done. So again, we're going to swap to the other side. You can choose either a high static lunge like this, or you can draw the knee down to the mat. Choose whichever you want to do. Make sure you're nice and strong and comfortable like this before we go into our bow and arrow. So we're trying to make sure our hips are level. Your top is a really good indicator of this. So you can see if I hitch my hip up, it's on an angle, lower down, and it's a little bit more level with the floor. So super strong through the front legs. Bring the arms up, breathing in, and now let's go 4 times on each side. Really draw that arm back, open the arm and sweep, and then again, draw back, open and sweep, back, open and through, back, open, sweep. Good. And again. Keeping our core muscles coming up and in, so you're super supported here. Nice strong front leg. Last one to each side. Draw back, open, sweep. Final one. Bring the arms back through, bring the arms down. Well done. Good. So push yourself up through to a standing position once again. We're going to give our legs a little bit of a wiggle out before we come into our next few exercises. Starting off with a standing extension. So we don't often do this one. I personally find it really tricky to do, which is probably why we don't do it very much, because I can't demonstrate it very well. But our aim is to stand tall in our Pilates Pilates stance once again, hips facing forward, and we're trying to lift up and out of our middle to extend our spine backwards. So you're trying to get the same movement in your body as you do when you're doing Cobra Prep or Cobra, but because we're standing, we haven't got anything to really judge it by with the floor. So you really have to kind of focus in on how you feel with your extension. Now don't worry if the first few aren't very successful. When you warm up, you might be able to get a little bit further. So we're just starting with our arms down by our sides to begin. So Pilates stance here, toes relaxed, hips facing forward. We're lifting up and out of the middle, so our shoulders are relaxing away from our ears. So keep your arms long and heavy. Take a breath in, and now as you breathe out, we're going to lift up through the breastbone and start to grow out of the way. So we're not collapsing back, and we're keeping these toe muscles here switched on to support you, and then we draw back through to start. What we're not doing is dropping our head back onto our spine, because you can see I'm over extending through the neck, but we're trying to get this lovely long arc through the spine instead. So keeping everything relaxed as well as you can. Let's breathe in to prepare, and then lift up and out. Arms hang heavy, back to centre, and again, lifting up and back, and coming through. If you do have a mirror or a door or something that you can look in, just to see how you're doing, that's a really nice idea. We're trying to keep our hips still, so it's really easy to go further if you send your hips forward, so you can see like that, but we're trying to keep our hips balanced over our heels. So the beauty of this one is we're getting a standing extension, meaning that we're moving our spine in a different way. So rather than flexion, lateral flexion or rotation, we're now getting this extension in, and the muscles in your spine are working really hard here to maintain this position. It's quite a strengthening one. Let's go 2 more times, keeping our knees and feet relaxed. Last one here, up and back and through. So from here we're going to bring our arms out to the side, clasp our hands behind our head, elbows out wide. Support your head here, and now lifting up and back. Head is supported, and we come through. It might be a little bit more comfortable, or it might be a little less intuitive. It really depends on how you are. So lifting up and back, and through. And again. Up and back, lifting out of the waist, and through. Let's go. 3, and 2, great. And our last one, up and out, all the way back through, and then let's reach to our arms and bring the arms back down. Give our feet and legs a little bit of a wiggle. Hopefully you enjoyed that quite a lot. I always find it really hard. So our final few in our standing is going to be a lovely dumb weight in which we're using our rotation of our arms. I'd like you to be once again in our Pilates stance, so set yourself up, check that your hips are facing forward, lift up and out of your spine. I feel quite free and nice now. So we're going to bring our arms up, palms are facing up and our elbows are in. We're really going to focus on the rotation of the arm in the shoulder socket. So rather than like reaching our arm out or sending the elbow back or forward, we're getting just a lovely rotation so the upper arm stays vertical, and we're just focusing on that rotation. So we'll do 12 of these, and I'd like you, as you do this, to think about just opening up without shoving your hips forward. So our body, as ever, stays really still as we do this. So let's settle ourselves up, drop the shoulders down, have our palms facing up. Take a nice deep breath in, and from here let's open the arms out and back through. Don't worry if one side feels totally different from the other. It's really normal to have different levels of rotation. And again, open and through. Rotate and back. So you may start to feel how the shoulder blades are working on the back of the spine now. And again, breathe out and in. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, good, 2, and our final one now, opening up, and then bring the arms down. Well done. Give your shoulders a bit of a wiggle out, because now we're going to do 12 with our hand weights as well. So a little bit more challenging, and you can, this is totally optional as ever. So if you need to pop them down halfway through, not a problem at all. So back into Pilates stance, one weight in each hand with your palms facing up. Let's take a breath in, and now breathe out, open up, and draw back in. Now personally, I find this easier because having the weight just means I've got, I don't know, a bit more awareness about what the shoulders are doing on the back of my spine. So it'd be really interesting to know how you feel about dumbwaiter with the weights in comparison with the regular dumbwaiter. Good. And again. Open, close. Exhale, inhale. Brilliant. Okay, let's go 4 more times here. Keeping your body still. And 3, 2, and our last one. Opening out, and then just for fun, let's bring our arms up in the air. Pause here. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the elbows back in and bring the arms back through and up, down. Well done. Now let's take one weight down by the side and then get hold of your squishy Pilates ball. So we're coming back into the side reach exercise that we practiced a few weeks ago. So take the ball, pop it onto the floor so it's level with your feet, and then set your feet up so that they are in parallel before taking the weight into the hand that is nearest to that squishy ball and taking the toe onto the ball. So the ball should be quite unstable here, so you're working hard through that supporting leg. Now float the other arm up, clasp it behind your head, and we're coming up and over into a side reach and draw up. So this weight is just travelling down your leg as you lift up and out of the waist and draw up. Good. And again. Exhale. Inhale. Keeping that leg really strong. Good. Let's go. 4. Keep your supporting toes nice and relaxed. And 3, 2, good. And the last one here. Up and over and back through. Good. Bring the arm down. Let's take the ball, swap it over to the other side, and let's see how it feels here. So, nice parallel foot. Take the ball out, toe on the ball, weight in the hand nearest the ball, and take the other arm up. Breathe in to prepare. And now over to the side and back. So really using all of these muscles around your middle. Keep engaged through your core here. Over and through. Good. Over and through. Let's go 8, 7. Oh, feeling it on this side. 6, 5. Keeping that leg really strong. That's on the ball. 4, 3. Oh my gosh. 2. And we've got our final one here. Over to the side. Back through to centre. Reach through the arm. Bring the arm down. And relax the legs here. Well done. Pop the weight down, and we're just going to finish off with one final roll down in our standing correctly position. So feet hip distance apart, lift up through the breastbone, breathe in to prepare, and now breathe out. Nod, soften and roll, drawing up and in, lengthening the arms down, all the way down to the floor, hanging here. Let's take a breath in, and now all the way back up. And we'll do one final one here. I feel super tight today. Let's take a breath in, and nod, soften and roll once again, lengthening down bone by bone by bone, all the way down to the floor. Just easing out here, taking a few breaths in. And then let's tuck the tailbone all the way back up through to your start position and draw the shoulders down and give your feet a walk out. Well done. Fantastic. So we are halfway through our class. It's time to come down onto the floor for some side leg. So I'll see you in a minute there. Hi, for the second part of the class, we're lying on the floor in our side line to work on our legs and our hips, as well as the strength of our spine. So you're going to need all of the equipment like before. We're starting off with a regular oyster. So get your cushions and stack them here, then come down onto your sides and set yourself up with your head supported by your cushions. Your head should be in line with your spine, so use whatever you need to make sure that happens. Knees are bent with your feet in line with your bottom, so just glance down and make sure you're nicely aligned here. Your top shoulders should be raised and your shoulders, hips, knees and ankles stacked. It's super easy here to slump into the floor like this, so let's lift up through the lower waist, and you can use that top hand either on the hip or lift it up into the air as a challenge. And if you want to add extra challenge, grab your hand weight and you can keep your hand weight raised here. Just add a little bit of extra something on. So we're starting off with 8 regular oysters. So just opening out that knee. So keeping your hips facing forward, lift that top knee up, lower down with control. And again, breathe out, lift the knee up. Inhale, lower down, keeping hips facing forward. And again, lift and lower. So we're just lifting that knee up as much as we can without moving the spine. Up and down. Good. I've lost count, so let's go. 5, 4, 3, I can feel it already. 2, and our last one now. Lifting that knee up and lowering the leg down. Well done. Give that leg a little bit of a tap. And now we'll go into our next version, which involves our squishy ball. So this time, the ball goes between the feet. So your knees are together and you've already got an internal rotation of the thigh in the hip socket. So hips facing forward once again, lifting it through that lower waist. You can choose either to have the hand on the hip or up in the air. And this time we're going into a little bit of a bigger oyster because our feet are apart, but also you're having to use all of the muscles surrounding the legs and the hips to avoid a wibbly wobbly leg. So lifting up, lower down. Good. And again. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Opening up and lower. Feeling it again. Let's go 4, 3, 2, keeping really strong through the middle. Remember, we're not collapsing down into the floor. Last one here, lifting that knee up and lower down. Well done. Now let's keep the ball where it is, keep the knees where it is, and we're just going to squeeze and pulse that ball between our feet. So squeeze, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. So it's actually quite a challenge because we're now like working the other way. So it might feel like you're working your glutes and the side of the legs. Let's go again. Breathe in to prepare and breathe out to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And again. Breathe in, prepare, and breathe out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. We've got 3 more now. Breathing in and out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. 6, 5, glutes, well done. Let's get rid of the ball, and now we're adding in a Charleston oyster. So our Charleston oyster, we're doing this internal rotation of the thigh, so the heel lifts up, but we're going to add it into a regular oyster. So it's like you're doing one of those things when you're little with a paper, you know, where you open and close, open and close. I don't know what it's called, but you get the idea. So check that you're nice and comfortable, lifting up through that lower waist once more. Top hand either on the top hip or up into the air. Let's breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, lift that top knee up. Lower the leg down and then float the heel up with control. And reverse. Lift, lower, heel lift and down. Good. And again. Lift, lower, heel up and down. Let's go 6, and 5. Good. 4, 3, 2, and our last one now. Lifting that top knee up, lower down, bring the heel up, and return. Well done. Give that leg a little bit of a tap. Fantastic. So from here, we're now going to get the inner thigh working a bit. So I'd like to push your cushions away and bring yourself up onto the side of your elbow. So your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder. You're going to take that lower leg nice and long in line with your spine, and then to bring that top foot so the foot is on the floor. Now if you can, if you've got long enough arms, I'd like to get hold of your ankle to give yourself a bit of stability. If that's not possible, don't worry, just take that top hand onto the floor. So what we're doing is an inner thigh lift and lower. So it's a really supported position. Very easy to slump down into the side. So let's press the mat away, lengthen that lower leg, take a breath in to prepare, and then breathe out, lift the leg up, lower down, and again, lift, lower. So you may not have very much lift and lowering in there, much movement, but just do what you can. Think about lengthening that leg away. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, I can feel it, 2, and our last one, lift and lower. Well done, good. Have a little rest here if you need to, because we're now going to come back onto our sides. We're going into our side kicks and our side leg circles, and I'll give you 2 options about the starting position. Position 1, you can have your cushions back. Your arm is cupping your cushion, your lower leg is at a 90-degree angle as if you're sitting on a chair, and that top leg is lengthened out in line with our spine, ready for our movements here. Option 2, push the cushions away, come back onto your elbow once again. That lower leg is at a 30-degree angle, so it's long out in front of you. We're lying on our side and we're lifting up here. So it's a little bit more challenging. You've got to really support through your middle. I'm going to attempt to do this one today just because I need a little bit of extra challenge. I've not been working very hard recently. So let's lift up through the lower waist, keep pressing the mat away from you, and we're starting off with our sideline kicks. So lower leg is at 30 degrees. We're going to point the toe as we kick that leg forward and then lead back with the heel. So body stays totally still. Draw the leg forward, kick back with the heel. This leg stays nice and long, and as we take the leg back, we're trying to go behind the line of the body. So really activating the leg and the glute as you go back. Let's go 4, 3, 2, good, and last one, sweeping forward, bring that leg back and have a rest here. Fantastic. So now let's go into our sideline circles. Have a rest through your shoulders if you need that. I always find that I get a bit achy here when I do this one. And we're coming into our sideline circles, so 8 circles in each direction, using the centre of the hip as the centre of the circle. So back onto the side. Set yourself up once again. Remember, if you find this is uncomfortable, pop a little cushion underneath that lower hip. That can often just provide a little bit of padding and make it much more comfortable for you. Lengthen that leg up. The leg and the centre of the hip are the same. And let's go into those circles. Good. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause here, and now let's go the other way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring that leg down. Give it a little bit of a rest. Fantastic. Brilliant. So now coming over onto our sides once again, we're coming into our lovely torpedo series. There's a lot of side line today, which is great for the strength of our spine, legs and hips. So this one, I'd like you to lower take that lower arm on the floor and support your head with your cushion. You can choose to have the hands either on the floor or up in the air, it's up to you, and this top arm either on the floor to support you here, long along your body, or once again up in the air. We're starting with a torpedo one. We'll do 12 of these. So before we begin, let's check that our shoulders, hips and legs are all stacked. Let's breathe in to prepare. Draw the toe muscles up and in and breathe out. Lift that top leg up to hip height, lower down. Lift, lower. Good. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Good. So lengthening that leg away at all times. Get that lovely movement into the hip. Just got 5 more to go. Exhale, inhale, final one here, exhale, inhale. Bring the arm down, have a rest. Moving into torpedo 2 now, you may need to move your arm just because we're lifting that lower leg up as well. So it's a little bit more challenging here. You're going to lift that top leg up and then exhale again, squeeze the lower leg up and lower them both down together. So breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, lift the top leg up just to hip height. Second leg up to join it. Lower down. And again. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, and down. Good. Lift, squeeze, down. Perfect. Can we do 6 more? So really squeeze those inner thighs together. Keep that support around the middle so we've got that constant core connection to keep your spine nice and strong. Just 4 more here. Lift, squeeze, down. 3, 2, good. And our final one, lift, squeeze and down. Fantastic. Have a little rest, have a tap of that leg because now we're seeing if we can lift both legs up together at the same time. So I'm going to use my hand on the floor to support me here. Keep both legs out and long. Breathe in, prepare, and now breathe out. Lift both legs up together. Inhale and down. Fantastic. And again. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Keep them squeezed. And if you feel up to it, bring that top arm up and down. Lift and lower. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and our final one. Lifting up and down and bring the arm down, relax. Give that leg a little bit of a tap. And from here, let's roll over onto our other side and do exactly the same here. So we're starting off with our regular oyster. So use your cushions to support your head. Come over onto the side and stack yourself here so that your heels are in line with your bottom, head is nicely supported, knees are bent, you're lifting it through that lower waist. Top hand on that top hip to give you some awareness about what's going on. And let's go into our oysters. So breathing in to prepare, breathe out, lift that top knee up, lower down. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Keep your hips facing forward, lift, lower. Shoulder away from the ear. Good. And again. Nice and strong through the middle. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and our last one, lifting up and lowering down. Well done. Now we're doing exactly the same, but this time with that squishy ball, oh, it's that squishy ball between our feet. So pop the ball there, bring your knees together. You should find that you've got that slight internal rotation of the thigh in the hip socket. Remember, you can use an additional cushion underneath that lower leg if you need to. Top hand on that top hip, draw the shoulder away from the ear, lift up through that lower waist, and let's go again. Open, you may find you can get further open this time, and lower. Lifting up as much as you can without moving your hips, and lower. And again, lift, lower. Good. So always got that connection around the middle that's going to help support you. We've got 6 more to go here. Just ask yourself whether this feels any different from the other side. Does it feel more wobbly? Does it feel easier? Is it a smoother motion at the hip? Let's go 3, 2, and our last one. Lifting up and lowering down. Rest that knee down, give that leg a little bit of a tap, because now we're going into those pulses. So keeping raised through the middle, shoulder away from your ear. Let's breathe in to prepare and breathe out. Let's go. Pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, release. And again. Pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, release. Pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, release. Release. Good. And 3 more times here. I feel that I can't control it very well. And 2. And our final one now. Pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and release. Well done. Now taking the ball away, let's add in that Charleston oyster now. So your legs are going back together. We're starting off by lifting that top knee up, lower the knee down, and then bring that leg up into the air. And again. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Float and down. Still keeping that lovely strong spine. Lifting up through the middle and really focusing on that rotation. So we've got external rotation here as you lift, and then internal rotation as the heel comes up. Good. And again, lift and through. Let's go 4 and 3 2 and our final one, lifting that knee up and bring the heel up as well and lower the leg down. Well done. Give it just a tap along the side, because now we're coming into those inner thigh lift and lowers. So pushing your cushions away. Let's set ourselves up onto that elbow. Again, check that you're not collapsing down into the side. So pressing away, lengthen that lower leg away from you, and then take that top foot and pop it on the floor in front of you. So this hand can either be on the mat, or you can grab hold of your ankle to give you extra stability, and then keeping lifted through that lower waist. Keep pressing the mat away. Let's go into those lifts and lows. This is so hard. So I can feel a distinct difference between the two sides. So it's lift, lower. My right side just moves, my left side just sticks. So let's go lift, lower. It's really frustrating when you can't do what you want to do. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and our last one. Oh my gosh, that was so hard. It felt like the thing was moving at all. Okay, so let's come over into our torpedo. So we're going to have our lower arm lengthened along the floor, either with the palm facing up or down, and your head supported on your cushion, which is between your arm and your head. Lengthen yourself out into one long line. And again, if you need to, pop something underneath that lower hip, just to give you a little bit of padding. I'd like you to make sure that you're nicely stacked here. We're not just collapsing into the floor with our upper body. We're nice and supported. And remember, the top hand is either on the floor, on the hip, long on the leg, or up into the air. So from here, let's go into torpedo 1. So just 12 lift and lowers of that top leg, keeping that leg super long and just going up to hip height. So we lift, lower, lift, lower. Good. Lift and lower. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower that leg down. Now this next one, we're lifting that lower leg up to join it. In my experience, that's not going to go too well from how my lower leg feels. So choose either the hand on the floor, on the side, or up in the air once again. I'm going to go on the floor just for a little bit of additional stability. Keep those legs nice and long. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, lift that top leg up, and then squeeze that lower leg up to join it. Lower them down together. And again, lift, squeeze, and down. So really nice movement at the hip sockets. We're getting something called adduction and abduction. A nice way to keep the hips super healthy. And lift, squeeze, down, lift, squeeze, down. Brilliant. I really feel it on the outer edge of this hip today. Let's go. 5, and 4, 3, 2, and our last one. Lift and squeeze and down. Fantastic. Have a rest here. Give yourself a little bit of a tap along that leg if you need to, because now, we've got our side legs here, circles. Whoops, we'll do that in a minute. We're going to go into both legs, lifting and lowering at the same time. So keeping those legs lengthened, use your hand wherever you need it, and we're going to go into 12 lift and lowers. So really keeping your body strong as you keep your legs squeezed to lift. And lift, lower. Brilliant. So again, you can just think about how this feels in comparison with the other side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and our last one, lifting up and down and rest. Good work. Oh, give that leg a little bit of a tap if you need to. Have a stretch round, however you need to as well. So next up is coming into our sideline kicks and our sideline circles. So as usual, you can choose. You can either have your head supported on your cushions, if I could get them. So head on the cushions, that lower leg at a 90-degree angle, and your leg out long in line with your spine, keeping a gap between your body and the floor, so you're really nice and lifted here. Or you can come up into that supported sideline position here, so that lower leg is long at a 30-degree angle. Your elbow is underneath your shoulder and your top hand is on the floor, lifting that leg up. So we're starting off with the kicks. Remember, we point the leg as we swing it forward and then draw back with the heel. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out, come forward, draw the heel back, keeping the body nice and strong. Smoothly come forward, draw back with control. Sweep and back. Good. Sweep and back. Brilliant. And again. Ask yourself if this feels any different from either side. This is my right leg, so it always feels much stronger when I'm doing these exercises. Let's go 5, 4, 3, good. Keeping the body still, 2, and our last one, all the way forward, drawing it back and lower that leg down. Give the leg a little bit of a tap here, well done. So now let's come into our circles, we'll do 8 in each direction. So set yourself up once again, remember to support yourself, keep the centre of the hip as the centre of the circle. Let's start circling around, keep that length through the leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause here, and now let's reverse. 8, 7, ooh, feels really sticky. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower that leg down, give that leg a little bit of a tap. Well done. Oh, that will hurt today. Fantastic. So, we're going to finish off today with just a little bit of movement for our spine in the form of a spine curl. So bring yourself over and set yourself up into your relaxation position. So you have your head on your cushion, nice neutral spine and pelvis, shoulders relaxed, weight going down through the back of the head, the back of the rib cage and the back of the pelvis. So setting yourself up here, knees and feet are really strong. You can pop the ball between your knees if you need a little bit of extra support. Helping with this one. Arms down by your side now, take a breath in. And now as you breathe out, we're going to roll back to imprint the spine, engage the back of the legs and the glutes, and lift all the way up. Pausing the top here, nice and strong. Breathing in, and now let's mount back down onto the floor, one bone at a time. Imprinting the lumbar spine and then coming back through to neutral. And we go again, rolling back to imprint, engage the back of the legs, keep the toes relaxed on the floor and lift up. Let's make sure that our hips are nice and level. Take a breath in and now melt back down onto the mat, bone by bone by bone. Passing back through. Good. Let's go 4 more times here. So roll back. Lifting up, lengthening down. So it's just a lovely way to roll up through your spine after it's worked really hard in the sideline. We'll go 2 more times here, keeping the toes relaxed, pausing at the top. Feels slightly wonky today, I don't know why. And we'll go our final one. Arms down, lifting up, all the way through. Two muscles coming in nice and strong through the back. Breathe in here, melt back down onto the floor, bone by bone by bone by bone. Back through to neutral. And then from here, I like to hug your knees in. Have a little rock from side to side. And then you can either push yourself up through to a sitting or roll up like that. Okay? And then we'll bring ourselves round. And I'd like you to set yourself up. however suits you best. So you can think about the weight going down through the sitting bones now, nice and evenly, drawing the shoulders down, lengthening it through the crown of the head and taking your arms out to the side. Let's take a deep breath in and then breathe out. Bring the both arms up, have a lovely stretch and press the air away. And we'll go one more time, all the way up, reaching through, big stretch, press the air away, and you can give yourself a nice clap. Well done. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the workout. I found it really challenging today, all that sideline work, but I hope you enjoyed it too. I'm looking forward to hearing how you got on, so please do let me know, and I'll see you next time for more Pilates.